Oh, my shit at home? Dick sucking lips. Hey, we're live. Welcome, nobody. There is 0 people here because it is not my time to go live. But we're here in a hotel room, and Holley Ford Fest is going on. I heard drag racers going down the track earlier. You got my live? You should join because nobody else is fucking in here. You don't have to get on a panel. I mean, you could. We just have to mute you. My drink's almost gone. I'm gonna need another one. Hey, there's one person in here. Amazing. Oh wait, I did not do this. Hold on. Copy. Are you an admin on my? Are you a moderator on mine? We gotta fix that.
I don't think I have an account.
Yeah, you don't need an account for StreamYard to be a moderator on my YouTube. Hold on. We will fix that. Just have to go into my live stream from here. Videos and home, and here we are. One watching. It's you and me. That's it. Wow, that's slow. Oh, you have your microphone on, don't you? Oh no.
No.
Huh?
I'm not in the panel.
Then? No. Okay, type something.
5 people are in now.
5 people. Oh, hold on. I'm at full screen. Ah, hey, welcome. Hey, sorry, screwing around. I need you to type something. There you go. Hello, everyone. And where is it? There we go. You were a moderator. You were already a moderator.
I feel so privileged.
You already had the blue. Hey, everybody. I don't know who's here other than my son. It says I got 5 people in there. If you want to say hi, type something in the chat, say hello. We are in a hotel room at Holley Ford Fest, Bowling Green, Kentucky. We won't be there until tomorrow morning, early. Depending on how things go, I might go live tomorrow. I do have a Wi-Fi connection, depending on how well it is in my truck, so I might be able to do that. I don't know. Otherwise, I will just probably post some videos from there. Anyway, yeah. So we got here today. It was not too bad of a drive. I think let's see, it was 2.5 hours to pick him up, and then about 2 hours, almost hour and a half, 2 hours from there to here. So it's really only like 4.5, 5-hour drive at the most for me. And that's just due to the traffic in Nashville. Nashville's traffic sucks. It's not nearly as bad as, like, say, Seattle, Tacoma traffic, but it is bad. It sucks. And when you're pulling hey, what's up, Big Stick? You're 2 hours away? Are you coming in tomorrow to Holley Ford Fest? You gonna be here? Because if so, I will be there. I will be pulling in tomorrow with my truck and trailer and my car, and hoping to get some runs done. I'm only running open bracket, so I don't know how well they're going to do that, and I missed the time trials for today, so we'll see. I was a little bit disappointed when I found out what's up, Victor. A little disappointed when I found out they're running 8th mile for the open brackets. The only place they do quarter-mile open brackets with the NMRA is in Florida. It's the only place they do them. Everywhere else, it's 8th mile. And I know this by looking it up on their webpage.
There are some cool cars in the parking lot here, though.
There are definitely some cool cars in the parking lot that we've seen so far. I can show you a couple, or at least one. We've got behind us, though, there is an entire semi loaded with what, 10 C8s, brand new, completely wrapped in white. The only thing you can see is their undercarriage and their wheels. That's it.
The undercarriage looks so good.
And the undercarriage is awesome because it's all just solid
stainless steel
and aluminum, but it's completely covered.
Polished. That looks good.
It does look good. It's polished, like my son said. Hey, Rich, how's it going? But yeah, we got 10 C8 sitting behind me right next to my truck. Hopefully nobody else pulls in there to block me in the morning because that'll piss me off. But
and then there's what the 50s.
Because we've got a really early model F100 out there. Let me pull up my gallery here. So we've got this truck. Let me go full screen here. So we've got this truck sitting in the parking lot. Oh God, that's horrible. Can't see it. So that truck's sitting in the parking lot. It is badass. And it looks like it has a Linko transmission in it.
It does.
I mean, it's got multiple gear shifts. So I'm guessing it's a Linko. I don't know that for certain, but I'm guessing. We also have, and let me show you from the side. It's just a badass truck. I mean, it is beautiful. I don't know what year it is, but it is beautiful. What's up, Mike's Garage? How's it going?
I would assume 50.
Yeah, it's just a badass looking F100. And the color, you're not seeing the good color. The color it is in true light out there it's so much nicer. The way it's coming across this video. But then there's this little fun thing somebody has here. A little Bronco. And it's really cool looking. Problem is, when I was trying to take a picture of the front end of it, the guys were up on the balcony. You see them in the background there. They caught me off guard and hit the lights real quick. They laughed about it. I thought it was kind of funny, and it kind of gave me a cool picture.
It's an RTR.
It's an RTR fun haver Bronco, and it's pretty badass looking. I mean, I would own that. It's pretty sweet.
What does that have done? It's wide bodied.
It's wide bodied. I don't think it's lifted, but it's wide bodied and it's got some.
It's definitely lifted.
Is it lifted from stock
Bronco?
I don't know. I've seen a couple of Broncos that look like that.
But that's on 35. The 35 don't look that big.
Okay, so I don't know whether it's lifted or not, but my son says it's lifted. I disagree.
The suspension's not stock. It's got
Fox suspension. It's got what?
Fox suspension with fun haver control arms. You didn't.
Oh, okay. I didn't look that close, Jacob. I was busy. Yeah, you were gawking. I was not. So my son is here with me. He's my pit crew, basically. I'm going to make him film tomorrow, and I'm going to make him use possibly more than just my phone camera because his phone doesn't have a camera that works. The ice is right there on the table. Sorry. Making a couple of drinks because, why not? I don't have to be up until like 6 a.m., so we're good. Which reminds me, I probably should set an alarm because I'll sleep. Like this morning, I wanted to sleep in. I didn't have to work today. I had a lot to do, but I wanted to sleep until like 8 o'clock in the morning, which is like really sleeping in for me, like really late. And I woke up at 5:45, like I do every single morning, because I have a husky that likes to wake me up at 5:45, so she gets fed at 6 a.m. and she would not leave me alone. And she was just like, oh, and it's a low, deep growl at me, and it's hilarious when she does it, and it doesn't even bother me. Gives you an extra hour to get here. Oh yeah, that's right. This state's got 2 time zones, doesn't it?
So does Tennessee.
What's up, Brailsford? How's it going? Welcome to the live stream. This is just impromptu. I'm sitting in a hotel room. It's just a Best Western, but it didn't used to be. This is an old motel turned into a Best Western, and man, I've gotten cheap on hotel rooms.
This ain't bad for the price.
Okay, he says it's not bad for the price, but I've had some really nice hotel rooms in the past, and you got a show tomorrow. Nice. No fair putting the kids' cars next to yours because it's an unfair advantage, I think, Brailsford. It really is. I really like that your kids all have little bosses to drive. That's awesome.
I wish my dad was that cool.
BSS has been crazy busy. I don't, oh, you're talking to, oh, okay, Big Six Tank. Yeah, abbreviation. Yeah, you have been crazy busy. I haven't seen you do a live in forever.
Let's take a shot.
No, just no walking in front of the camera if you ain't dressed. You need to take a shower because you stink.
No, I don't.
He does. I'm just fucking. Won't be long until winter. All trying to crank. Yeah, see, my work won't slow down for winter. In fact, it stays busy. Holidays are our busiest time, unfortunately. During holidays is when places go down for work. People take off, so that's generally when we go on site to do work because we do upgrades to industrial, PLC, and automation. That's basically what I do for work. I do the design of the electrical, and not a bad little job. So wintertime, I stay just as busy as I do in the summertime. Yeah, good supercharger weather. I don't know if you saw this, Mike. Let me get back out of this. If you saw that, you see that right there with above my head, the slight change I made to the front bumper on my car so that my air filter could get air a little bit easier because it was not doing so well. It was getting way too hot. And I don't know if you can see it, but and I can't point at it here, but up top there, where the intake tube is, I've wrapped it with what's called double bubble insulation, kind of like that bubble wrap insulation they sell at Lowe's and Home Depot. I wrapped it with that, and then I blocked off the area going down to where that air filter is because before I did that, my intake temps were like 130 plus, easy. They'd go up to close to 200 because of the heat from the engine. And so when I did that, it dropped it over 100 degrees. And now I've got this, so it should get plenty of air. Yeah, the double bubble is really nice. For as thin as it is, it does a really good job, and I like it. And it's cheap. Never realized getting my facts to a certain phase. Oh, okay, your fox. I read that as facts because I've got something on the glasses, and it made that O look like an A. Clean this up. So if anybody's wanting to, you can join the panel. I should be able to handle a couple people. I should have the link pinned at the top. Yeah, I'm hoping to get some good video from that. Since I've got my son here, he can video for me. I brought my cameras, so I have my GoPros, and I think I have my Sony. So if I take video with them, I won't be making shorts out of it. That'll actually get made into a video. But if I'm doing videos, I'll probably just do it in shorts version, like I have been doing. Although shorts don't give me the view time I need. But I'm looking. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping to hit 1,000 to hit the 1,000 subscribers before next week, or at least within the next week or so, because I've gone from 850 to 900 and what is it 900 and 939 in like a couple days. It hasn't been super long. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. There, here. When did I hit? So I had 850 on the 20th. And as of now, I'm at like 800 or 939. And that's been what, 9 days? That's not too bad. So I'm trying to hit 1,000. And then, sorry, Mike, I just saw you because I was looking at my phone. How's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. I really like watching that last video of yours because I cannot wait to see that shed going up.
Yeah,
Your shop. I would love to have a shop like that.
Real quick question, just one question, because I don't want to bring things onto a completely different topic. GFCI and AFCI on all circuits?
Ooh. Are they requiring that in North Carolina too?
I don't know if
Is
they're
that
requiring it, but the chance of your place burning down lessens.
okay? GFCI around water and outside, and AFCI everywhere else, basically.
Because the price now for GFCI/AFCI is the same price as just AFCI.
No, AFCI is more expensive.
No. The combo switches.
I have never used the combo switches. So I've been out of the game so long, I've never had to use them. In fact, when I was working in California, is way back when, it was at 99, 2000 ish time, is when AFCIs came out, and they were required in California after like 2 years.
Okay.
But at that time, they weren't required everywhere. They were only required in living room spaces and bedrooms. They didn't require them in hallways and other things. Now they're required everywhere, I think.
Okay. Yeah, it's $38 a breaker, so it's not too terribly
Yeah,
bad.
they're more expensive, and then you also have to buy a different breaker box with that neutral jumper on it.
Okay.
So you got to get an AFCI breaker box to get the good AFCI breakers.
I think
But the
they
only
all
problem I
are.
have with AFCI is the same thing I have with GFCI, and that's the fact that motors, like a vacuum and stuff, tend to trip them.
Huh.
Now, they may have gotten better since the last ones I dealt with, because I haven't dealt with them, like I said, in like 20 years.
Gotta
They
get
used
more
to trip them
details.
big time. Like
Okay.
you plug a vacuum in, that's why they didn't require them in hallways, because you plug a vacuum in, they would trip because
Oh.
they see the arc of the the motor creates
Right.
an arc, and that's an arc fault.
Oh, okay.
So the new ones, from what I understand, they're better. They don't do that. It's kind of like when GFCIs were new, they had massive problems as well.
All right. So pivoting back off of that because I don't
Yeah,
want
okay.
to.
Yeah.
So what do you think you're going to be running tomorrow?
Well, since I'm only running an 8th mile, the weather here is going to be, I think, around the 80s tomorrow afternoon.
Okay.
So I'm looking at probably running like a 6.8 again.
Do you think? Well, could your IATs are lower, so I mean, if you get a good launch,
IATs are going to be a little bit lower. If I get a good launch, it's still going to be launching in second gear. I would love to get into the 6.7s, but the only way for me to do time trials, because the time trials for open bracket were today. The only way for me to get time trials is to run dial for dollars tomorrow, which is no problem as long as they don't charge it too high. I'll pay to run that just so I can run my car and get some times. And they're supposed to do, if they have time, they're supposed to do a couple of qualifiers, at least one, to get your time tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but Sunday, before the actual eliminations.
okay.
So I'm hoping to get my times down. So 6.8, 6.7. I'd love to get 6.7. I don't know what it's going to run because, like I said, I just opened up the filter so it could get colder air, which isn't going to be cold air. I'm going to be running ice in my ice tank, just like I have been, but I may try and shove more in there. What I meant to do today, and I forgot, was to run up to Academy Sports and buy an ice scoop to make it easier to put the ice in. Because all I have now is like a little, like a red Solo cup, but it's a plastic one, like a hard plastic one, to scoop the ice out of the and put it in.
Kind of funnel it in, right?
Yeah, I kind of really wish I had been able to find some block ice I could have broken up into large chunks, because that lasts a little bit longer. It lasts more than one run if you do it right.
Yeah.
Like the way I do it now, I can fill that entire ice tank, drain it down halfway of water and fill it with ice, and after one run there is not a single bit of ice left.
It's a lot of heat.
But I have to understand though that I've been running in 90+ degree heat down in Alabama. I'm just looking to have fun tomorrow. I don't have any pretense that I may win, because I've only came in second place one time in bracket racing, and it's because I run a stick instead of a automatic. And so, anything can happen. Although with the way I run now, I only go from second gear to third gear. Right? There's not much gear shifting.
Right. There's
in an eighth mile, I start in second, I end in third.
This is a very stupid question, but you have it routed to where it goes output of the supercharger as far as the coolant hose, then goes into in the front to your heat exchanger, then goes back to the trunk tank, hits the ice, then goes back to the supercharger, right?
I didn't route it and I haven't looked at it, but I'm pretty sure it goes from the ice tank directly to the supercharger, from there to the heat exchanger,
Right.
and then back to the ice tank. Yes.
Okay. I'm just making sure because you're saying
it
after
does.
one run it
actually
melts
was,
everything, and I'm like,
I was under my car yesterday or 2 days ago, and yes, that's exactly the way it runs.
okay. I was making sure it wasn't running the other way because I'm
Well,
thinking,
I didn't run it. HPR did that, and they know what they're doing, so
oh
I'm
yeah,
sure
yeah,
they
yeah.
run it the
Ken
right
did it.
way.
Yeah.
Yes,
No,
it's
good.
ice tank directly to the supercharger, supercharger to heat exchanger. So it takes the hotter after it heats it up from the supercharger, cools it off to go back to the ice tank to get colder water to come back in.
Can
And
you use a bigger tank?
I have a 7-gallon tank.
So it's like half the size of a tire, right?
It
It's the
is
half
exactly half the size. It fills up over half of the tire, the tire hole. I have a video that shows my tank. If you look back, you'll find that.
Yeah. I remember because you had
it
videos
still
of the
leaks,
cap leaking.
even with all the work I've done. It still leaks, and I don't care. I just dry it out and clean it up. I just can't put stuff in there anymore. But it's not a road. See, I was worried about that when it was a semi-daily driver, when I drive it to work every now and then. But now I don't, so I just don't care.
Can you put in a bigger tank to hold more ice?
I could,
Or
but the bigger tank means more weight.
this is true.
It's already 90 pounds.
Yeah, this is true. But it would help with traction. It's good weight.
I don't really have a problem with traction unless I try and start in first gear. And that's just the way it's set up.
So you're in second gear and you drop it at like 5,000 RPMs and you launch.
About 4,600 is where I drop it at.
I thought because I remember you saying it was pretty high up. So okay.
Yeah. It's 43 to 46. I'd have to go look at it because it's set on my 2-step, which I had to verify that 2-steps are allowed in this, and they are, because it tells it's so many things aren't allowed in this race, electronic wise, but it's 2-steps that have been modified to like control it down the track. Mine isn't. Mine does just the 2-step. It's the original 2-step, and that's all it does. Like the one I had, I think the N2MB watt box would not be allowed because it can control things after takeoff.
Right.
Hey Zach, how's it going? Down with it? I didn't even see you come in. I haven't been paying attention to the.
So right now, when you launch at your 4,600 second gear, does it hook up? Does it bog? Does it still spin? What does it do?
Well, since I have the traction control and ABS completely disconnected, it hooks up.
Okay.
There's no bogging because I disconnect the traction control system, which is unfortunately also the ABS system, but the damn thing stops so quickly. I mean, the fastest I've ever gone in the 8th mile is about 110. And I could still stop it way before most people. I have good brakes. My fronts are 6-piston Willwoods, and they stop that thing really fast.
Yeah. What's your best 60 in it now?
Oh God, was it a 1.6? I believe I had a high 1.6. It was like a 1.68 or 1.69.
That was when you got your personal best.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, it was like a 1.68.
Okay.
And my 60 foots aren't great. I'd love to get them down. I'd love to see what the thing does in a quarter mile. That's the reason I signed up for this, thinking it was quarter mile at a quarter mile track.
You're only using 1/8 of it, right?
Yeah, and it just kills me that it's only 8th mile. I wanted to do this to do quarter mile because I haven't done it in this car yet. And when I originally set this car up, I set it up for a quarter mile track.
Right.
Because
that's what your gearing's for. Yeah.
Yeah. 331s. They're definitely for the quarter mile. Oh my God. And I don't get out of third gear. You know, I go first or second, third, done. If I go into fourth, it's just because I just want to let the engine cool down a little bit. I don't have any power in fourth at that point because I barely max out third in the 8th mile.
Wow.
And I tried one time to put it into fourth earlier than I thought I should, just to see what it would do, and I got a 7.1 again instead of a
Time
6.8.
shifting. Yeah.
Yeah, it was an early shift, and I was like, it doesn't work. One time I thought I was getting into fourth, but I realized when I put it into fourth gear, I was well past the 8th mile, and I should have been slowing down.
Now tomorrow, since this quarter mile track, can you run to the quarter mile or no? Not allowed?
I probably could, but I don't know if I'll get a time or not. So
I remember doing the quarter of my Mach 1 with the stock brakes on it, and you're getting to the end and you're leaning on the brakes and you're like, come on, let's stop.
So see, that's the other thing I'm worried about in the quarter mile, how fast my car can get. It might be to the point in the quarter mile where it actually needs a parachute.
So you're worried about the big end at that point.
I am worried about the big end at that point because I know on a road how fast it can go.
Well, that's when you need.
I'm not saying how fast it can go. It can go 65 miles an hour. That's how fast it goes.
You have 70s.
And some 70 mile an hour speeds in the quarter mile. Yeah.
So in the quarter mile, you find out how much downforce you have in the front.
Right. And it's actually a lot. It's actually, in fact, I have so much downforce in the front at so much speed that it has ripped the front end off. It's held together with I had to put that front end back together.
Well, aren't you worried about also your airbox?
Kind of worried about that a little bit, about how much air is coming into that front end right there, about it maybe like pushing things down harder than it should. But it does have a lot of escape. You can't see it, but if you're looking at that filter to the left of it on the picture, there's a hole behind it that goes into the wheel well. And so that I would hope would allow enough air to go through.
So you're not worried about washing the mass to where it's like a fan where a fan kicks on and it throws off your mass airflow rating. And
so I was told that the mass airflow by Ken said at idle it can cause surging. You know, when you're going slow,
right?
It can cause surging the way that, but he said at wide it won't be a problem.
Okay.
He wide open throttle. So I'm hoping it won't be a problem. I just needed it. Now what my original plan was just to pull the fog light out, which would have left the 4-inch hole. But I decided it wasn't big enough because the old school, what I'd seen was the whole fog light area where somebody cut it out, and I didn't feel like cutting the plastic. I didn't want to do that, so I decided to just pull the whole thing out, which just gets rid of the turn signal and running light. And it's not like I need them where I'm driving. No. We don't need those where we're going. Roads, we don't need roads where we're going.
See, on the new age Mustangs, the trick that we would do is we would take out the passenger headlight. So you got two tabs that you pull up. There's a hole behind it, and then right behind that is the air filter. So
generally where the air filter is for this, pulling out my headlight would have been great, but my original box was enclosed, and so was my first aftermarket one. It was enclosed, so it just where the hole is.
It would actually push it into the box then. That would be
but good. You see that hole that I have right in the front there that I got where I took out on both sides. So on the other side, it's just a blank that just makes it look the same.
Right.
And on this side, it actually fed it directly into the airbox. So it funneled it right in with, nothing in the way. It just funneled it right into the airbox. And even when I upgraded to a new airbox, it funneled it right into the airbox. And I really like that. And for the life of me, cannot remember the company's name right now. Yeah, it's a Big Mouth no, it's not Steeda. It's a small company in Florida. And he makes them. My original product from was for my Focus, and I have one for that too.
Was it JLT?
No, it's not JLT.
Is it a 3D printed?
It's 3D printed.
Okay.
It's all 3D printed.
Was
and
it the same company as the Big Mouth for the
yes,
ST?
it's exactly the same.
Okay. Okay, I remember that.
So he does them for Mustangs, for Focus STs, Fiestas, and a couple other cars. He makes these the intakes, and so it funneled it right in. But the filter I have on there now is hooked up to the Cobra Jet intake for the Whipple, and it's good up to the 150 millimeter throttle body, which mine is not. Mine's the 133 or 136 or whatever that throttle body is. It's huge, but there's one size larger.
Who put your Whipple on? What?
HPR put my Whipple on. Ken
put it
he'll
on.
be there tomorrow.
Oh, he's going to put your Whipple on?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I mean, I don't think that you need more power. It's just if you get that 60 down to like 1.4.
I don't know how to get that 60 down. That's the problem.
So in the nice way, he's saying you don't need more power. You need a driver mod.
Oh, shut up.
That was the nice way of saying it.
It's not a driver mod. It's being able to start in first gear without it spinning like a mother because of the gearing ratio.
Yeah, driver.
Well, I mean, the other option is the third option is you put on your 410 and then you just start in fourth and leave it in fourth.
There you go. Or I go get some money and I buy that TH400 setup.
Rev it up to like 6,500, drop the clutch, single gear, go.
Yeah, I don't think the clutch would handle that so well. Even the clutch I have, my clutch is not doing so. Oh, a slipper clutch would be great.
Yeah,
Those things are bendy.
nice.
We don't need a clutch, so I got an idea.
So my clutch is its release point is really high now. I think something's wrong with it, but I do have a brand new one to replace it with, of the same type. Unfortunately, I don't think something's right with it, and I'm wondering if maybe I should have gone to a different clutch, or I should have bought that TH400 when I had the money.
Let's give
The
that clutch.
TH400 would have been badass. It would have taken all the issues out. But
yeah, I'd be like, it'd probably be at like 850 horsepower at the wheels instead of 900.
Doesn't matter.
It wouldn't matter. It would go down that track so much faster. I'd probably be in the six. Well, I'm in the sixes now, but I'd be in the low sixes.
What about air pressure? How's the air pressure in your rear tires?
Let's see. I've been running. Usually, I run around 15 to 17 when I start. So when I'm cold, I put them down to about 15 or 17, depending on the day and how hot it's going to get. And I don't have time. I'm by myself, so I can't check the air pressure after the burnout. But it generally seems to catch really well. And I did go and retorque all my bead locks yesterday, so they're all torqued down.
You ever try just lowering it a little bit more to see if you get a better?
I did try that once, and it actually made it worse.
I convinced you to lower it that one time.
Lowering it down made it a little bit worse.
Was it squirrely then, or what?
No, it just didn't grip as well.
Okay.
Because I don't have a lot of sidewall because I'm on 18-inch rims. That's my problem. Is my sidewall is like this. That's it. That's all I get.
Then okay.
I can't go small. I can't go to a small tire because of my brakes.
Got it. And since you don't have much sidewall, there's not much of a
right.
Yeah.
If I could go down to a 15, I'd probably run 275s to 285s just so I could run a lot of the stuff I can't run now because my tires are too big. I'm running 315s. My fronts are stocks because the skinnies I have are too short. I bought 26s and I meant to buy 28s, and it puts my car too low. And then my tie down that I have on my car trips the laser and screws everything up.
Right.
I tried it. I wanted to put them on, but when the problem I was having when my car was lowered in the front, when I try and pull up to the line, I could not get the lights to set right with my wheels because I have the Steeda tie down in the front. and it was tripping the laser, and because it's reflective, it was tripping it weirdly, and so I couldn't get the lights to set right most of the time, and I'd red light a lot, or I just couldn't, get it set right. So I raised it back to stock height, which actually made it run better anyway, because the stock springs give a little bit more than the iBox I had, and so it transfers the weight a lot better. I really want to put Viking coilovers in the front and fix that whole problem.
Well,
Do I raise I leave the pressure on the front at stock. I've never really had a problem with it, but I could try that. I could raise them tomorrow, but I don't know if it's going to really help much. I could put my skinnies on, except I'm trying to sell them tomorrow. But to put them on, I'd actually have to go under my car and remove that tie down, which isn't that hard. It's only 4 bolts. I can remove it pretty easily.
Did you bring a jack?
Of course, I have a jack.
Oh.
Jack stands. I have it all. Come on.
Do you have a front sway bar? Or?
Are they Harbor Freight jack stands?
Yeah, but they're
cool. So I'm risking my life. We'll do it.
No, they're post recall.
I still have the non-post recall jack stands.
It's only the 6 pounds.
I like the ones that have the keys in them as extra protection.
I do love those, but I don't have those. Even my non-Harbor Freight jack stands are actually no. I don't have Harbor Freight. I have the Duralast.
Duralast.
I have Duralast.
Well, that's
right.
You don't use 4 scissor jacks to lift your car?
So Pinks Jr., before you go in it, shake it. If it drops, then don't go underneath it at that point.
Yeah.
I know.
A lot of people don't realize that when I go under that car, like that car right there is up on jack stands. Before I went under it, I did this to the car, both front, back, and left, right, and it did not move.
I've seen him almost dent his focus fender by trying to shake it too hard.
By trying to shake to make sure it was good on those jack stands. And if I raise it high enough, I will. I have the race ramp cribs, the wheel cribs. I will put those under my car when it's up high enough. And like when I have it on the 6-ton jack stands, I will put the wheel cribs under the wheels. So if the jack stands give out, it'll catch it, and I won't get crushed.
Do you use front sway bar, or you have it pulled?
I have a front sway bar. Because this car used to be a track car, and I've never changed it other than adding the stiffener to the rear end to stop it from hopping and moving around as much for the drag strip.
You know, if you pull that front sway bar, your launch is going to be much harder.
Yeah.
Because it's going to lift up the front end more, which is going to be kind of like a lever pushing down on your rear. It's going to move that weight over the rear.
I know, but it also makes the front steering not quite as tight.
You're going straight.
It doesn't matter because sometimes the car does not want to go straight.
That's a little bit like you.
So
you stay in it.
I let the sway bar in for a reason because I don't want to have to fight the steering that hard.
So for like the new edges back in the day, the way to when you were racing them, the way to get something out of like a stock new edge, like the Cobras or Mach 1s or what have you, GTs, you put tubular lower control arms in the back. You take off your front sway bar. You put in wider tires in the back and wider rims, and then just run it, and you'd get a good launch. But I was getting with like my Mach 1 without the sway bar, I was getting 1.7, which that wasn't on slicks and that wasn't on drag radials. That was high performance street with 275s.
I'm just wondering, I could take the sway bar out tomorrow. I have probably everything I need to do it. It's a lot of work to do.
Wow. Isn't it 4 bolts?
No,
it's
well. It's 8
4
bolts
and 2
it's about
links.
8 bolts. But the hard part is getting it out. And to get it out, I have to sort of drop the front end K-member.
Couldn't you just loosen up the links?
I could take the links off. I could just unhook them, but then I don't know what it's going to do.
Ever seen a K-member?
You need to support the bar so it doesn't, you know what I mean?
It doesn't
But
sag drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could probably get the bar out, but it's a lot of work to do with what tools I do have here. I could do it. I have every tool I need to do it, but it would be a lot. Oh, actually, I may not. I may not have every tool. Yeah. I don't think I have my torque spits with me.
I knew it would be torques because
And I need the torque spits to do it.
Because I was going to say, even if you just loosened it up and then just double nut it so it can't back off or nothing, but you just loosen it up to where you got more play, then maybe you'll get a little bit better weight transfer without having to
I
take
don't
the
know
whole
that
thing
mine
off.
loosens up that much.
And I'm just thinking new edge. I haven't played with my
Yeah, it's
S550,
the
so
stock one on the S550. I don't think you can really loosen it up without taking it out.
got
Oh,
it.
hey, what's up, T? How's it
What's up,
going?
T?
Yes, all is good right now. All is actually really good.
Let me see.
Going to be going to bed here in about 20 minutes or so. Yeah, I am. Because I have to be up at like 6 a.m. because I need to be at the track by 7 at the latest. Preferably before that, because I have to get in, get a parking spot, park my shit, get my car out, get it to tech. I have to get my car tech, and hopefully it passes tech. I don't know if it will or not. And I did make sure I have my helmet with me. I have my cameras with me. I have my race race jacket with me. So, because I read in the rules, I have to have one because I think everything here is required to run a certain speed or faster. 1499 or less, and MRA's different rules and NHRA. So I brought everything I needed. Excuse me.
Makes sense.
And yesterday I made sure that my bead locks were all torqued down. So I wouldn't have to deal with that. I made sure all my lug nuts were torqued down. Yesterday I also took all the wheels off my trailer and made sure they had grease in them. I re-greased them and found out none of them have grease buddies on them or bearing buddies. That's going to change. They all have caps over the caps that conceal them. Well, I'm going to put grease buddies on them and caps with holes in them so I can get to the grease buddies so I can grease them anytime I want. 6 to 1:30 and fly out. Head to Maryland tomorrow. You're picking up the bike? Yeah, I'm not getting up at 4:50. Fuck that. That ain't happening.
Early in the morning.
I might get up at 5:45. That's my normal. I'll probably set the alarm for that. But I don't have my dogs here to wake me up at 5:45 like they always do every morning. On the weekends, usually my wife wakes up and I don't have to. And I get to sleep until like 7, which is awesome. No, T, I did not tighten the loose nut behind the wheel. That's still me. Still loose.
So it doesn't look like it's that hard to remove it. I mean, yeah, you might need
It's not.
a couple special tools. There's a link for it from LMR for removing it. They tell you what tools that you need in the whole thing.
There's no. I have to. Oh, did. Let me look at this. I have to do this on my phone because StreamYard on here. Because I'm on my tablet and it's Android, so it won't allow me to run both at the same time. Because whereas on my laptop, I was used to being able to do it because it's on the browser, so I can go back and forth between them. On here, this is on a browser, but YouTube is an app.
Yeah.
So kind of screws me up. That screws me up, man. Okay, here we are. But on my phone, it's easy. How to remove the S550 Mustang sway bar. Oh, they got a disclaimer.
It's only
So I
for
need a
race.
socket set and a ratcheting 18 millimeter wrench, which I do not have with me. Those are all at home.
Home
6
Depot.
millimeter Allen key. I may or may not have. I don't know.
Home Depot.
I don't have time to go to Home Depot. Harbor Freight maybe, but I don't know where one is near here. See, ratcheting. Well, I have all gear wrench stuff at home. I don't want to buy anything else.
Oh, no. Gear wrenches make some pretty good stuff.
They do actually. They make really good stuff. And you know what? I've only bought one small kit or a couple of small gear wrenches to like give me multiples of certain sizes, like the 7, 8, 9, and 10. Like I have multiples of those in the regular wrenches, but all the rest of them were bought for me. They were all gifts. And I have, like the shorties that my son bought me. He bought me a whole set that had all the shorties, metric and standard. And then I've got the regular ones that somebody else bought me. And then I bought, like I said, the 6 or the 7, 8, 9, and 10. I bought one each of those so I would have double of everything. Because I have 2 of every one of them.
So
which makes life easy.
So the front sway bar is 14.5 pounds.
Yeah, that's a pretty good weight reduction there.
Yeah.
And removing my rear, I may actually pull my rear seat tomorrow. I may pull that out.
That's what, 30 pounds?
It's over 40, I think.
40? Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's close to 40. Oh,
Okay.
pink 40, that's what the ladies called you in junior high. Yeah,
I mean,
no. The ladies didn't call me at all.
and you guys are taking 2 cars to the track or just one?
No, just one.
And did you drive the car down or did you take the truck?
No. My car is not road legal right now.
Ah, okay.
It doesn't
Well,
have
in that
insurance.
case,
It doesn't have insurance on it, so
take
no. I drove
and
the truck.
everything off for weight reduction.
Yeah. Pull that damn seat out, all of them.
That's a weight reduction.
What?
Diet.
Oh, shut up. Did you hear that?
Yep.
My son told me to go on a diet.
How much do you weigh?
255.
I'm 185.
Well, too bad you can't drive my car.
And taller than you.
Yeah, shut up.
With age, we add weight.
Yes, I am 52. How old are you, Junior? He's only 25. He's young. Oh, I tell you, hey, T-Man, that's why I said the ladies didn't even call me in junior high. What are you talking about, Shorty? They didn't even call me. Come on, man.
You told me Shorty in junior high, but it wasn't my height.
So when you go to launch right now, second gear, 4,600 RPMs, drop the clutch. How much does it lift the front end?
A couple inches. I'd have to look at a video and try and figure it out. Oh, let me drink that down.
Okay, so you're not seeing sky yet, so you could probably get rid of that sway bar.
Yeah, I'm not seeing sky. It's only a couple inches. It doesn't lift it. I don't think my front wheels even come close to coming off the ground.
Ah, okay.
I was thinking if I had time, like I was gonna start playing with it at the last time I was running, but I didn't have enough time to check it because I was gonna start like changing the RPMs, like up 100, down 100, just to see how it took off. But the last time I was at the track, there wasn't enough time.
Is there a good place in Mexico by you to where you can get some good launches?
There probably is, but I don't go to Mexico, so.
Got it.
Especially since there is no insurance on that car.
Mexico, you don't need insurance.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
He doesn't want it stolen.
That's if the federales catch you.
Federales are assholes too. They show up unexpected all the time.
Yeah.
That's why it used to have a radar detector in it, which I need to put in my other car.
So you don't live in Washington anymore.
That's why I keep on telling people quiet exhaust, and everybody's no, you need to hear it. Everybody needs to hear it. Yeah, that's why the cops come.
Yeah, the Mustang is loud. I will say that. Cutouts is the key. The Mustang's loud. Right now, the Focus isn't so loud. I mean, it makes noise, but it's not loud.
It's groaning.
It's a little droney at about 65 miles an hour when you're in cruise control. It's a little droney, but once I swap engines and it goes to the other downpipe that doesn't have kittens in it, it gets a lot louder.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's
They
the
get
same
back.
exhaust I had on my old one. And
Right.
it actually doesn't sound bad at all. Sounds really good. But it's also going to have a open dump wastegate.
I do love that you are the perfect meme of I bought this so it could be my daily. Now my daily makes good horsepower. All right, so now I need to go buy another daily because this is no longer a daily.
The problem is my daily is also a race car. And
Well,
my
that's
race
the,
car is a
that's the
race
thing.
car.
Everybody wants a race car, so you keep on doing this, that, and the other, and it gets closer and closer to a race car. And as you do it, it gets less and less streetable. So you're like, I remember seeing this one video of a guy with a Corvette that he
So you keep
stripped the
buying
entire interior. The windows don't go down, doesn't have AC, just stripped all the body panels on the inside, just stripped. And he's like, great, I have a race car and I hate driving it on the street. So it's like, yeah.
And then you go
at
buy
that
another
point.
daily.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to him.
Exactly.
Once this
I think
Focus-
my next daily is going to be something simple like an old, like mid 90s Civic. That who would ever turn those into a race car?
your son, not me, the other one.
Oh, me. I would definitely. I would love the 2JZ.
So you have to get something like you need to get like a Geo Metro
with a 2JZ.
because buys a Honda Odyssey, it's all-wheel drive somehow.
Buys Honda Odyssey, calls it the Roudesy. It does sixes in the quarter.
See, this is why you have to keep your truck. Is it's something you won't have to market.
Okay, here's the problem. I'm probably going to end up getting rid of my truck eventually and buying a smaller one because I don't need an F450 anymore.
You're not American then. You need a bigger truck than you ever will need. That's the American way.
The 250
No.
is more than I really need.
Oh,
Do they have Amish country where you live?
Yeah.
They do have Amish country?
The American way is to have freedom, and the way to have freedom is to reduce debt. That is the American way.
No, he needs a horse and buggy because he can't modify that.
You want to make a bet?
He is very smart with wanting to get rid of the F450 and downsize. Having that extra cash is good.
I just love that F450 though. Oh my God, I love that truck.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to have a GT500 right now, and I could probably buy one with cash, but I'm not buying one. I don't want one. Beautiful.
I'm looking at my inheritance. Okay, I want the F450.
He ain't getting it because when I die, it's gonna get blown up. I think I'm gonna have it burned.
But I would rather have a bank account and have a shop.
Blow this truck up when you died. I promise you, I got you.
And you got to put it on my YouTube channel.
I got you.
I'm dead.
I got you.
Baja.
Well, the engine would be like, so how big's this coffin? Oh, it's an F450 we're about to bury.
I like what Down With It said. It's when he stops wanting the mod cars is when you start worrying.
Yeah.
No shit. You've been riding off-road in Baja. I buy the insurance. They get greedy if you don't. They kind of know you ain't a regular down there. Cool shit you learn as Gringo Loco. Oh, yeah. Oh, Baja would be fun. I would love to ride Baja.
That's how I know I'm young because I'm still interested in the Gambler 500. Like, I want to go buy a $500 car.
I would love to do the Gambler 500. Like, the guy who bought my old house in Tacoma is a Gambler 500 guy.
That's how I knew him before he bought your house on my Facebook.
And his Mustang is pretty badass.
No, his Gambler van.
Yeah, his Gambler van's cool too, but I still love the Mustang.
So, Pinks, you're looking for a vehicle that would be a daily driver, that would be reliable, that you would not mod, correct?
Yeah, I don't think they make one.
And cheap, right?
A what?
Geo Metro.
And cheap, right? You want inexpensive.
Yeah.
Mercury Grand Marquis.
I could mod the shit out of that.
But you're not going to want to. It's
you don't know me, do you?
Oh, man. Dude, I would be chilling in a Grand Marquis.
Yeah, we got a Grand Marquis sitting outside right now. I would
There you
actually,
go.
I would actually probably do some work to a Grand Marquis if I had the money and time and the energy to do it. I have some things I would do to one of those. I think the car that I wouldn't do anything to would be what I used to drive, which was an old K car.
A Dodge Dynasty.
No, a Dynasty I love.
Oh, I love Dynasty.
The Dynasty was awesome because that thing was like driving a couch.
But like the Grand Marquis, they're cheap. They're looked at as an old man's car. You've got a 4.62 valve in it.
Yeah,
You can't go wrong.
God, if it had a 3 valve in it, could you imagine?
I'd take the 2 valve. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
I know, but the 3
underpowered,
valve
but it's
sounds better. I could get a better exhaust for it, make it at least sound decent.
You'd be like, so I got this Grand Marquis, but it has a 7.3 liter fucking Power Stroke in it.
See, that's my problem.
you just cruise with it. Maybe put a set of 40 series Flowmasters on it and just kind
No,
of.
there's actually a bunch of cars I could buy that I wouldn't want to do anything to, and I'd enjoy them, and they'd be great daily drivers. Like you said, a Geo Metro. If I could find a good 3-door Geo Metro, still in decent shape, with the manual transmission, I would love to get one for a daily driver.
You don't want a manual for a daily. Let's be honest.
Yeah, actually, I do.
Oh, you don't live in traffic here.
I don't.
Okay.
No, I drive 7 miles.
Do you know what I think you should get for a daily driver?
What?
Like a 2009 Ford Focus.
Yeah, I missed that. I missed my old Focus.
That's a good.
But
daily.
a stick, not the automatic. Fuck that auto.
What about an old Ford Escort?
Oh God, I've owned a bunch of those and I loved them.
They are fun. They are fun.
I had a bunch of Ford Escorts. I had like 6 or 7 of them, and all but one of them were manuals, and the one that was an auto was actually not bad.
Okay, what about? Would you modify a Ford?
Oh, nice.
Not a Ford, a Volkswagen Scirocco. If you got another Scirocco, or could you make that a daily?
No, I could probably make a Scirocco a daily, and modify it in the ways just looks wise. But I what I really want is an 83.5 again, like my first Scirocco, because it's an 83 body with an 84 running gear, and so that it had the better drivetrain, but it had the 83 body, which was the nicer body.
No, hold on. You start researching and figure out upgrades. Hold on. So what you actually need, I think, is a Kia of any kind, from old to new, because no one wants to upgrade those unless it's a Stinger, and you're not allowed to get a Stinger. So just get it like
really?
Just get a Kia.
So a Kia.
Mm-hmm. Did you make twin turbo kits for the Kia Sorento?
I can make almost any Kia modifiable car.
You can, but you wouldn't want to.
But I'm trying to think of the Tiburon. But is that a Hyundai?
Telluride?
No, the Tiburon. That's a Hyundai.
That's
a Hyundai.
They're the same.
Right.
No, they weren't back then.
They're the same brand.
They were 2 separate companies back then. They were 2 completely separate companies when the Tiburon was out.
The newer Kia engines.
Nowadays, Kia and Hyundai have been the same company since right before I did a job for them back in 2010 is when they merged. One bought the other.
I didn't even live with you yet.
I'm looking at the interior of the old Escorts. You need one of those. Mid-80s
I've had
Escort
a bunch
GT.
of them. I'd love to have a nice 95 Escort again.
Why don't you get an Escort?
Yeah. Because my wife gets mad when I talk about getting Escorts.
Especially 95. That is like only 3 years older than me. So that's a 28-year-old Escort.
A 28-year-old Escort, man. See, that gets me in trouble with the wife.
What about the 80s, the ones from the 80s?
No. I like the 90s Escorts better. I really do. I've had some of the 80s models, and I do like my favorite Escort was probably my 95 Escort. I loved that. Actually, my 94 wagon. Oh, God. I would love to have that thing back. I had a 94 wagon, brand new. I bought it was the first brand new car I ever bought. It was a 94 wagon in a green color, and I don't remember the green color, but at night it looked blue. So it's kind of a color change. Oh, I love that thing. And my best friend at the time, Dayton, dubbed it the Green Bullet. because of the way I drove it. It was a
All right,
five-speed.
so no, out of the question.
I
Smart
love
car.
that thing.
Smart car. We got to get you a smart car. No
If
one
I-
wants to upgrade a smart car.
The problem with a smart car is they're hard to find because people like to use them as pusher cars, and I would love to have a smart car. And that would be a great little daily.
Okay, what about an Escort RS Cosworth?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're spending more than the truck money.
Okay, now you're talking money.
That costs more than the truck.
Yeah, now you're talking money. What is it? The XR4 TIs?
I thought we were talking the 200 RS. Worth.
Oh, it's impossible to find.
If
Okay,
you got $1
what
million,
about
you can find one.
what about a Gen 1 Mazda RX-7?
Oh, you're killing me. I love those cars.
The FC.
I own 2 of them.
I'd rather have an FD. No, he's talking the FA,
What's the FA? I've never seen one.
the original.
I don't know what
The
the original.
original. All the way up to 85.
Yeah, those things are
Is that not
badass.
an FD?
It might be.
I had an 84 and I had an 85.
No,
So-
FC is the first. Then went FC, FD.
No, FD was the third.
Oh, then I don't know what the FA is.
FD was the third model, I thought.
And then
Wasn't
one of
the
my
FA
favorite cars-
The FD is my favorite. I would love to have an FD, but I would take one of the original RX-7s. My dad's girlfriend at the time had one. Oh my God, I love that car. I was in love with that car.
One of my dream cars killed the rotary, and I want an RX-8 so bad, but I want a blown up one because the engine was trash. But it killed the rotary. I definitely know the RX-8 killed the rotary.
What was the Mercury with the built? They built with a bi-wing? I don't know. I actually don't know. If I hadn't been drinking, I might know, but I've been drinking. Memory's just kind of gone right now.
You're old, bro. Your memory's gone when you're not drinking.
Yeah. Do not. You wouldn't get copyrighted, Zach. I would.
What?
Oh yeah, you did say you would. Never mind.
So with the Mazda
No, you said I
RX-7s,
probably would get you. Okay. Huh?
with the Mazda RX-7s with the FB, I had a 12A in one of them and a 13B in the other one.
Ooh. Yeah. See, I wouldn't mind that with the 13B.
13B?
13B was fuel injected, 12A was carbureted.
Right. I
Which
like
on the 12A, I like that one a little bit better because you Bridgeport and you put on a Weber side draft.
Ooh, yeah. Well, actually, what was the engine that came in the FD?
The 13B, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was different from the one he had because he was in the FC.
No, I was in the FB.
Okay.
Both of mine were FB.
No, those were FBs, right? So the FD had a newer engine, with a new modified. It was a new modification of the engine.
13B2.
Okay. And it was really nice. And the FD is still considered one of the top RX-7s ever made for track use.
It is. It's the top rotary engine car.
And I would love to have one,
Is
and I
that-
really like the look of them, but I still like the originals as well, like the ones you had. I love the look of those.
You don't like the look of the RX-8?
Not as much as the RX-7.
I
Really.
love the RX-8 way more.
I actually like-
interior, exterior.
No.
But
I'm
the
sorry.
engine is trash and it killed the rotary, which
Yeah.
I'm okay with.
They are the road
But you-
car too.
You can get those cars for $900 with a blown engine and just swap it with anything you want.
Yeah, but I would say personally for me, the RX-7 looked better than the RX-8.
Could you imagine an LS swapped RX-8?
I can, but RX-8s are
See,
ugly.
the thing is, the
To me, I
RX-7,
prefer the RX-7. I think the RX-8s are ugly.
No,
the
RX-8.
RX-7 was a sports car. The
It was.
RX-8, in my opinion, is a sports / luxury / I need all these bells and whistles bullshit on it.
Exactly, and the RX-7 was just a pure driving car.
No, but the RX-8 is the interior console that goes all the way to the rear seats.
And I will say the original carbureted, the 12, that was actually a fun car to work on, and was easy to make power with, and it was just a fun car to drive.
You want a fun car to work on? Get a BMW.
Huh, that's a car that you just have to work on like every week.
Yeah, but it's fun.
No, it's not.
It's as much fun as a Range Rover.
And
no,
yes,
no, my E30,
exactly.
my E30 was one of the easiest cars I've worked on.
Okay, your E30 was, but what did you do to that poor car that ran so great for so long and you destroyed it?
But it ran great when I sold it.
Can't believe you got rid of the E30.
I split the subframe.
I know.
Apparently,
I can't believe you fucked it up and got rid of it.
Apparently, stock E30s can't drift without splitting subframe.
No, they can't, and that's not what you're supposed to do with it.
Yes, you are.
Oh my God, you killed Vinny's car, man.
No, it lived on. I bought an M30, which I
that
love
was a
M30.
piece of shit.
Fuck no, it wasn't.
The one you had was.
No, the second one I had was.
Well, I never saw the first one.
They did the white one.
Yeah, that was a piece of junk.
No, it wasn't.
The convertible?
They were both convertibles.
Yeah, it was a piece of junk. It was a
No.
convertible.
Oh, I'll give you that. But I definitely have videos of me and my buddies
You
no
see what
drifting.
T said? My middle name is Void T.
I have videos of snow drifting on Christmas, listening to Christmas music while it's snowing with the top down and drifting. Memories.
So what did you do with that E36 I told you?
Parted it out?
Yeah, you slammed every corner of it you could into a wall because you left it in race mode and drove it down the road in the rain.
50 miles an hour. We were going less than the speed limit.
It doesn't matter. You fucked it up because you didn't loosen it up to back to driving mode.
No, we didn't.
So I sold him this great car that wasn't a great car. It was a good car, and he took it on the track with me at Oregon Raceway Park, ORP, which was awesome. And he was able to drive all day, where I wasn't because I was having problems with my fucking clutch.
That's because I had a Ford and you had I had a BMW and you had a Ford.
And I had a problematic clutch at the time, which I had fixed like a week later. But he was able to drive that thing and see how good they drive. BMWs are driving machines, and that one was really good on the track, and he had a lot of fun. And then like a week later,
Like
2 weeks later, he's driving. It decides to start raining really, really hard, really fast. He had not changed the setup on it from the track, so it was still stiffened up for the track. And
Ice skates.
he put about, he was on skates.
No. I hydroplaned. It was on
He
good
hydroplaned
tires. I
so
hydroplaned and then I went across 5 lanes, saved it. Went across 5 more lanes, saved it.
And then he hit all 4 corners into fucking barriers.
No, I hydroplaned again. I knew it was over, and I looked at my brother right next to me before I wrecked. And I went, "This is going to suck." Was my exact words to him. So I knew it was over.
I know those are his exact words because his brother told me that's what he said. And this is gonna suck.
And then I ruined my knee again because I had a bad knee.
Yep.
And I bent my Momo steering wheel because we hit the wall so hard.
It was so sad to see what he did to this car I sold him. I love that car. And the only reason I sold him to it, because he begged me for it. I should have kept the damn thing and done what I needed to it.
You know, I made more money parting it out than you sold it to me for.
I don't care.
No, I've heard.
It was a good car. It was actually, the only problems it had was the gear shift would pop off too easy. Like
Fix it.
Yeah, but I'm saying when I had it, the only problems with it were the radio didn't work right.
Fix that.
Okay. And then the gear shift knob would pop off if you pulled up on it.
I fixed that for free.
And that's all easy stuff to fix. I just didn't do it. I sold it to him along with all the stuff I bought for it that he didn't put on.
I did.
Because before he wrecked it.
The only thing I didn't do was the weld-on
The subframe connectors, which really it needed to make it. Oh, that is beautiful.
Yep, that was
See,
my
I love
last
those
one I
cars.
had.
Is that not an F?
Hold on.
Is that not an FC?
No, it's an FB.
It's an FB. That is a beautiful car. I love the look of the old RX-7s. They're just so nice. But I will say the FD is probably my favorite, but that's only because of their handling capabilities. It was a little bit better than the old FBs. And they had a slightly better engine, but that is the car I remember.
Yeah, but then the RX came out.
When the RX-7 came out.
But the RX-8 came out with a better engine.
No, it didn't.
It just blew up every like 10,000 miles.
The RX, 8 Rotar 2 was a piece of junk that they tried to overdo. They could have done such a better job with it and made it a good engine.
The apex seals every 10,000 miles. It was a good
You
engine.
shouldn't have to do that though. 20,000 I'd be okay with, but 10,000 was a bit too much. Was that your car, Mike?
That was one of mine. Yeah.
That I love the color of that too. It just looks phenomenal.
I like
the lines of those cars when those first came out. I remember when the RX-7 came out, and that was such a beautiful car back then.
How do you remember that? I wasn't.
I remember that because I'm older than you, Jacob, and I remember when they came out, and they were such beautiful cars. I wanted one, but they were well beyond my reach of money, and I was too young to drive at the time when those came out.
So now I'm going to show you the car that I shouldn't have gotten rid of.
Oh, I've got so many of those. I
Oh.
wish I hadn't gotten rid of my 79 Pinto. How's that? Oh, it's a convertible, but still. That's
93
beautiful.
triple white GT.
Yeah, I like those. Oh, wow. Is that an actual film camera?
What?
He's showing a picture from a film camera.
Yes.
That is.
But
that
you
is
see
awesome.
the white leather interior?
That is
Triple
awesome.
white.
He's got the white interior.
Film camera?
93 triple white GT.
That's fucking nice.
That's not his phone.
No, that was. You hear my son? That's not his phone.
I'm joking.
So that was a Florida car.
A Florida car.
No rust, no nothing.
Why'd you get rid of that one?
I was in my how old was I? I was in my mid-20s, early to mid-20s. No, it was early 20s. And the AC had gone out. I was living in an apartment complex, and the apartment complex that I was in, so we're going back 20 some odd years ago. And the apartment complex that I was in wouldn't allow you to wrench in your vehicle.
Yeah,
so
a lot of
after the AC went out, and at that time I was in Arizona. It was originally a Florida car. But when I was in Arizona, I was in Phoenix, and I just you can't survive without AC, even with a convertible, because you put the top down and it's 110 degrees out. It's like someone's blowing a hairdryer on you.
Yeah, I've been there. It's not fun.
So I let it go, and that's the one I wish I would have kept, but it's part of the reason why my Mach 1, why I never got rid of it. Just thinking back to the other one after letting that one go.
What year is your Mach 1?
03. I brought it in November. It was a birthday present to me. I bought it right after my birthday.
Oh,
so yeah, so that was my birthday present to myself, and I've had it since then.
Sweet. Anyway, I'm gonna have to cut this short. I do need to get to bed. It's 11:20 now.
It's got some racing to do.
Yeah, I gotta be up. I gotta be up in about 6 hours.
Yep.
7 at the most. No, 6. Yeah. So, hey, I thank everybody for coming in here. I see people are dropping off already. It's down to 3. So I'm gonna let y'all go. Thanks for coming in on this little impromptu Friday night stream that was started really late at night.
Yep. All right. Have a good one. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it, man.
Right.
And I will see you all in the next one, which should be on Wednesday.
Cool.
Yep. And I'll probably be on Mob's Monday night stream because it's going to be his last Monday night stream, apparently.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to be on that as well. But good luck to you guys tomorrow. Be safe. So,
I will try.
and if you're not getting the times that you need, remove the sway bar.
Hey, I'm just gonna go out there and have fun. I'm hoping tomorrow. So tomorrow, the only thing I should be running is some just some dial-in times.
Okay.
To try and get it down before the day of actual racing, which is Sunday for me.
Okay.
So,
Awesome. Have a good one, guys.
hey, you guys have a good one. Thanks for coming in here. Night T, night Zach, night Brosford, everybody else that's in here. Y'all have a good evening, and I will see you next time. Later.
See ya.